I think the team is nearing very much kind of a breaking point. I think they have had it with Team Terry.
Shout out to Juan Gotti Talking Sports. You know what it is.
Shout out Juan Gotti Talking Sports.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries? Like,
stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, and shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty's no beginner, she's confident.
Every single day I tell myself, just let it play out. It's going to take care of itself. But then I get on social media and my fandom takes over. Ben Standig, a really great Washington Commanders insider, just came out and said that he believes the Washington Commanders are fed up with Terry McLaurin, and Terry and his representation could be making a huge mistake leaving this money on the table. Let's talk about it. So, Ben Standig, a guy that I have to give my round of applause to, as he was the first person all over this Brian Robinson news. As we know now today, Brian Robinson is being shopped and is most likely going to be traded or cut by the Washington Commanders. And when Ben Standig first brought that to our doorstep, myself, a lot of other content creators and fans in the fan base said, no, you're tripping. That's not going to happen. And then you fast forward a couple days later, and it in fact happened. So Ben Standig today had talked about the Terry McLaurin situation.
Week and a half. And I think I've been adamant on this. I think the team is nearing very much kind of a breaking point. I think they have had it with Team Terry. And if Team Terry doesn't get a clue and get a sense of reality soon, they're going to leave $50 million on the table. And I am at that point, when that gets left and is pulled and is no longer an option, I will certainly in that moment, always, open to a different version of it when we look back on it historically, if there's more information. But I will definitely think that in that moment, Terry made a massive mistake.
Again, and he said today that he believes the Washington Commanders front office are getting frustrated with Terry's camp and his representation, and they're slowly getting fed up with Terry McLaurin to the point where I don't know if they care to bring him back. And again, I know that's not the case, but per Ben Standig, he's saying they want this deal to be done just as bad as Terry McLaurin wants this deal to be done, but we're not going to continue to play these games with you. And that's to Standig alluding to, he's like, Terry could be making a huge mistake, not just not taking this contract, but not taking control of this situation and allowing his agent to just do everything. And that could ultimately drive him into a space that he didn't want to be in. And that's where I go to say, it's good to have representation, but at some point, you're still the person that is getting the benefit from it. So you have to step in at some point and say, hey, let me go ahead and construct this deal as well, because it is me at the end of the day. And this new article came out that Terry McLaurin wants the same as DK Metcalf, and he wants to be paid top 4 in AAV. And for me personally, I've always felt like Terry McLaurin was worthy of the DK Metcalf contract, and $60 million guaranteed for that over the course of the 2 seasons. $30 million guaranteed is what he's worth. I definitely think so. But at the same time, if both sides are far apart and they need to come to a common ground, I think Terry needs to come off of that a little bit. And I think Adam Peters and the front office needs to be willing to give up a little bit more than they initially did. He's playing hardball. You know what I mean? They both are. And that's why it got to the point that it is at now, because both sides don't seem to want to move. Now, of course, we don't know exactly what's going on behind closed doors, but that's why we lean to the beat reporters that cover this team every single day. And if what Ben Standig is saying is true, I'm getting a little bit more concerned. Again, I'm still confident that a deal is going to get done. But the last thing you want to do, whether you're the player or you're the organization, is to have one side say, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. In the case of the Washington Commanders organization and front office, it's like, okay, we tried, I'm done. We'll either ship you off, or you play this last year, if you're done, you can walk in free agency. They're done. They're fed up. And then you also don't want it to be the other way around with Terry McLaurin is like, you know what, let me out. I do want to be traded. I am going to play on last year, but you don't want that to be the case. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that could be the reality now. And it never entered my mind that Terry McLaurin could truly be on the last year of his deal, because this whole entire time I'm thinking we're going to get a deal done. But we sit August 20th, 2.5 weeks away from kickoff, and there's still no deal is in sight. So the true thing is, he'll play this year, but now it may be a strong possibility that he plays on the final year of his deal. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that would have been the case when Terry McLaurin had the season he had last year and it was open that he wanted a new contract this year? Who would have thought we would have even been here? 2 months ago, you would have had me thinking this would have been done at some point throughout camp. We're nearing the end of camp, and he's still not under contract. I do feel like both sides are frustrated. I do feel like both sides want to get a deal done. But I do feel like both sides need to pick up their feet and meet together and come to a common ground. If that's 28 for Terry, hey, I think 30 million should get the deal done for both sides. That way both sides compromised. He wanted DK Metcalf money. He wanted 32, 33, 34. But Washington was like, nah, you can have 28, 27, 29. 30 is the medium. Get the deal done so we can stop having these conversations, because I am truly sad that we have to talk about this. But that's what I have to do. I have to talk about every single time Terry McLaurin has an update, because this is not just no regular person that we're talking about. We're not just talking about a Joe Schmo, a third string wide receiver. We talking about a superstar top receiver in this league. So any news that comes out, good or bad, I have to talk about it. But I know we're tired of hearing this. We would much rather be rejoicing over the fact that he has a contract extension and we can finally go into this season peaceful. So Adam Peters, Terry McLaurin, his representation, come on. I think the only people that's losing sleep over this shit is us. If you want me to be honest with you. We gotta figure this out, man. And the reason I'm making this video is because I trust Ben Standig, man. Like, how can you not? After what he said about Brian Robinson, how can you not trust his word? He said he has sources inside of the team that's slowly growing frustration with Terry McLaurin, which has me to believe that they have offered him contracts multiple times and they're reading over and saying, nah, we good. And I guarantee you it's Terry allowing his agent to say, no, we're not signing. If it was up to Terry McLaurin, I guarantee you he would have signed by now. Had he been representing himself, I guarantee you he would have signed by now. Without a doubt in my mind. Without a doubt in my mind, Terry McLaurin would be under contract right now had he been in control of his thing this whole entire time. Woo, man. I really hope it doesn't get to the point of Terry McLaurin having to play on his final year of his deal. Because do you understand how slap in the face that is to Terry McLaurin? to make him play on the final year of his deal. And if he gets to that point, I'll be honest with you. You can kiss him goodbye. If it gets to the point where Terry McLaurin ends up playing on the final year of his deal with no contract extension, you can kiss him goodbye. Because there's no way you didn't think I was worthy enough of a contract extension now, and I go out and I replicate, if not did better than what I did the year prior, and you expect me to try to re-sign with you? Nah, I'm going to go test the market and go get where I want to get, what I deserve. And on the flip side, if you're Washington, you cannot allow a player of this caliber to do that. I get it. AP doesn't want to mortgage the future. He doesn't want to overpay for guys. I totally understand that. I get it wholeheartedly. But the point is, you did not go out and get Deebo Samuel. You did not go out and get Laramie Tunsil in trades. You didn't draft Jalen Lane. You didn't get Josh Connolly Jr. in the first round to not have Terry McLaurin out there with those guys. You went out and addressed him to go ahead and help Terry and Jaden Daniels. Deebo Samuel is not your wide receiver one. It's Terry McLaurin. So what are we waiting up for? I'm truly upset that this is this far, man. And I can only imagine how both sides feel. If I'm a fan and I'm upset, imagine how both sides feel. It's not a surprise that they're to a point where they're fed up. Whoever. Terry's side could be fed up because it's not getting done. Adam Peters and the front office side could be fed up because it's not getting done. Because at the end of the day, they're probably like, man, it's August 20th. When we first started this process, we didn't have this being the envision of this whole process. And that's the thing that I really dislike the most, is I just wish they could come together and figure it out. Like, why can't they just say, hey, Terry, what is it going to take to get this deal done? You know what I mean? And on Terry's behalf and his representation, why can't they just be like, you know what? It may not be exactly what we want, but it's close enough, and get this deal done. Because at the end of the day, what's most important is getting his client out there on the field so he can produce and get the money, and get the yards, the statistics, the notoriety, the sponsorships and everything, brand deals. That's what it's out there for him beyond this contract. So what Ben Standig said very well could be true, man. It could be true. And if we get to that point where they're fed up, that can't mean anything good for Terry McLaurin. Whether it's a trade, which I highly doubt at this point, you're not trading Terry McLaurin, or, in my opinion, what I feel like is even much more worse is him playing on the final year of his deal, because it's going to be a fairy tale ass season. I don't know how you guys are going to picture it, but have Terry McLaurin play and he's on the final year of his deal without a contract extension. Every time he does something, in the back of my mind, it's going to be, but you know he ain't going to be here next year, right? So I can't really enjoy everything he does because he's not ours. He's not ours. And the reason why it hits different, because this isn't just a De'Ami Brown, Lamade Zaccheaus, these 1 year, even 2 year contract guys. This is your guy. Before there was a Jaden Daniels, before there was any success on this team, he was holding us down from day one. So it's gonna hit different if he's out there playing on a final year of his deal. And if that's the case, I don't see him coming back next year, man. I don't. He probably feels disrespected. It's like, come on, why y'all ain't pay me? I'm free now. I'm gonna go test the market. And then also from Adam Peters' side of things, if they didn't want to pay him the money now because they felt like he's older or he's not worth the money he's requesting now, what makes you think it's gonna change in a year? He's 1 year older, and yeah, he probably had a better year, but now Adam Peters probably like, man, I don't even want him. And that'll be a big mistake from him if that's the case. So, I don't know, man. I'm getting stressed as I speak about it, and I'm sorry, y'all. We got to continue to talk about it, but it is what it is. Dan Quinn talked about him today at the podium. He said, I'm not going to play Where's Waldo. He's in the next step of his return process. He's going to be doing conditioning, but he's not going to be practicing or something like that. But the thing is, man, this is getting stressful as it's already been. And I'm just wanting it to be done. I want it to be done so we can rejoice and go win us a Lombardi. With that being said, let me know what you guys think about this video down below in the comment section. As always, me and Boy Juan Gotti. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers. So we gotta appreciate if you help me get there as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed one. Stay safe. Be easy out there. Peace.
Ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a laundry.